Okay, for these you want to perform the operation, which is, yeah, this is 2 pages. If you want to add or subtract. So just like with variables, if you have 6x plus x, it would be 7x. Same thing's true with radicals. You have to have the same radical. So if you have a square root of 3a, you can put it, you can add or subtract another square root of 3a. So it works just like variables. So if we have 6 square root of 3a plus the square root of 3a, just like I said, if it was 6x plus x, you'd write 7x. So this would be 7 square root of 3a. So these aren't that bad unless you have to simplify first, because they're not always simplified. So for this one, you've got 4 times the square root of 300 plus 2 square root of 500. So you have to see if you can simplify, because right now you can't put a square root of 300 and square root of 500 together. So you got to simplify first, see if it comes out to something you can add. So 300, the perfect square in 300 is 100. It's 100 times 3, and the perfect square in 500 is 100, so that's nice. So this is going to be 4 times square root of 100 is 10. Square root of 3 is left. Plus 2 times, again, square root of 100 is 10. Square root of 5 is left. So this is 40 square root of 3 plus 20 square root of 5. Well, square root of 3 and square root of 5 aren't the same, so therefore you cannot add these. So that's about all you can do. You can simplify it, see if they give you anything that's like terms where you can combine. It doesn't, so you're done. So like for this one, you've got the square root of a cubed minus 3a square root of a. So again, you want to simplify first to see if you can combine these. So square root of a cubed, 2 goes into 3 once with 1 left over, or if you want to think about it as a squared times a. So you would have a square root of a minus, this is already simplified. And now they match. So a squared of a can go with another a squared of a. So you've got 1 minus 3 of them. So you're going to have negative 2a square root of a. For the next one here, again, simplify first. So we're going to have 2b square root of a cubed. So is it 2 goes into 3 once with 1 left over. Again, if you prefer, that's a squared times a. Square root of b to the 5th. 2 goes into 5 twice with 1 left over because it's b to the 4th times b. So you're going to have ab squared with the square root of ab left. Plus 6a times square root of a is just the square root of a. You can't do anything with it because 2 will not go into 1. That's the way to remember if your exponent is smaller than whatever this is. So we've done lots of square roots. If it was cube root, fourth root, whatever. If your exponent's smaller than it, it's just already simplified. You can't do anything. Shoot, I should have left a space. 2 goes into 7 3 times. So you'd have a b cubed because it's b to the 6th times b. And there would be a b left. So I'm just going to write the b cubed over here, which is not how I normally do it. So the square root, I usually add this little thing here so you know it's cut off there. So, oh, you're okay. So, are you not okay? We have, if we keep going here, we've got 2b times ab squared. So 2ab times b is b cubed. Square root of ab plus, we've got 6ab cubed. I should have put the b cubed here. I just forgot to leave a space. Times the square root of ab. So we've got both square roots of ab, so we can put the radicals together as long as the variables still match too. So for these, you have to make sure variables and radicals match. So in our case we do. We've got AB cubed square root of AB, AB cubed square root of AB. So we can add 2 plus 6 is 8. And so now you're done. So for the next one, we've got 3by square root of 5y. That's already simplified. We can't do anything with that. Here, this you can simplify. You've got 4 square root of 5b squared y cubed, and this one you can simplify. Because it's minus 2 square root of 5b squared y cubed. So you could also, if you wanted to, I didn't do it on the handwritten notes, I did it in pieces, but if you pay attention and notice, 5 square root of 5b squared y cubed square root of 5b squared y cubed, you could go ahead and combine these and then simplify to see if you could combine it with that one. I'll do that since I didn't do it on the notes. I'll do this one that way. If you didn't notice that, you could just simplify all the pieces like I did on the notes, and that's fine. So 4 minus 2 is a 2 square root of 5b squared y cubed, because those happen to match. So then you only have to simplify this one radical instead of simplifying both of these the same way. So we've got 3by square root of 5y plus 2. Square root of b squared is b, and the b's gone. Square root of y cubed is a y with a y left. So again, if you want to, you can think of it as y squared times y. So we've got the square root of 5y left. So now these match. By square root of 5y, by square root of 5y, and 3 plus 2 is 5. And you come up with that if you simplify each of those first instead of putting them together first. They simplify the same way, and you get 3 plus 4 is 7 minus 2 is 5. So either way, you're going to get the same answer. For this one, it just wants you to do a multiplication, so you're going to FOIL. So we're going to have 2 square root of 6 times 3 square root of 6. So you got to be careful. So do 2 times 3 is 6. And the square root of 6 times the square root of 6 is also 6. So this is actually 6 times 6. And then 2 square root of 6 times 2 square roots of 3. So 2 times 2 is 4. Square root of 6 times the square root of 3 is the square root of 18. Because this, remember, this square root of 6 times square root of 6 square root of 36. So it's also gives you a 6. For this one, you've got minus square root of 3 times 3 square roots of 6. So you're going to have minus 3 times 6 is 18. And then minus the square root of 3 times 2 square roots of 3. So minus 2, and then the square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is the square root of 9, which is 3. So 6 times 6 is 36. This is a square root of 18. This is a square root of 18. So we can go ahead and combine those. 4 minus 3 is one of those. And 2 times 3 is 6. So 36 minus 6 is 30. And then 18 you can simplify. Factors of 18, there is a perfect square, a 9. That's 9 times 2. So the square root of 9 is 3, and then the square root of 2 would stay in the radical. And then you can't put those together, so you're done. So just a mistake on these would be when you multiply, as you forget to multiply, you got 2 times 3 is 6, and then the square root of 6 times the square root of 6 is 6, and you forget to multiply 6 times 6. So don't forget that piece.